Hi, I am Mandy of Madcow Designs. It is April the 6th, 2023, and this is stitch 56. I have the cutest finished object that is a little out of the ordinary. I made a bunny. You're like, Mandy, you always make bunnies. This is a blackout bunny. I usually like to have a little more contrast with the little white cottontail, but this is a very particular bunny. So this is Detective Judy Hopps. I think that was her name. My parents adopted a 2-year-old bunny rabbit from another family, and she is just the cutest little thing ever. So for Easter, I wanted to make my parents one of my little bunnies, but I wanted it to look like Judy, so it is completely black. And oh dear, for all the knitters out there that hate working with black yarn because it's hard to see, you should try amigurumi with black yarn. This was not fun, but it turned out so cute. I mean, it's just a void on the screen, but it does have the little triangular nose and a little black tail. So she's so cute. I am banking on the fact that my parents aren't going to watch this until after Easter, so they won't know that this is coming. Because we're going to go see them and have Easter on Saturday. Oh my goodness, so cute. Okay. I have one other finished object. Yay! These are my afternoon walk socks. So the yarn is Felici from Knit Picks in Arcade Afternoon. I'm having trouble because I named them my afternoon walking socks and it's Arcade Afternoon for the colorway. I used my Magic Vanilla sock with a slip stitch color change, and they don't exactly match. Don't really care. These are for me, and I've just been working on them while walking Pepper Ann in the afternoons, and I think it took 10 walks per sock. So 20 walks later, I have a pair of socks. I like them. And that brings us into our first work in progress. Since I finished my socks, I cast on more. This is my walking belt. This is the yarn I am currently working on, and it's just kind of a bunch of pinks. It is also Knit Picks Felici in the colorway Fruit Punch. The zipper pocket here has dog treats and a sock. Oh, there we go. So that's as far as I've made it. This one is just going to be Magic Vanilla, no color change work, because a lot of times with the Felici yarn, if they're all of the same color family, it's really hard to see where the color change happens. And I wasn't sure if that was going to be a problem with this one, and while walking, I just didn't want to deal with it. So yeah, I didn't. I have a whole bunch of stitch markers because I place one every day after I get done walking. And then it lets me know how many days I've been working on it. Like active working days. So, just 2 days so far. And I do start these at home. I'll do about 2 rounds, and after that I can start walking. I will pause and do the heel at home, but surprisingly I can put in a toe while walking, so that's fun. This will be for my mom. This is a color that she picked out every time Knit Picks releases a new lineup of Felici. I send her the link and ask, what do you like? and she picked this one. So these will definitely be for her. She'll end up with some of the other ones too, but I always like it when she picks out her own. So it's my belt. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be able to walk and knit because it is starting to get a bit warm here, and I might have to start carrying some water for Pepper because she got thirsty the other day on our walk and there were no puddles out. She loves puddles. Like, drinking from a puddle is the best thing ever. We just walk the neighborhood sampling all the different waters. Yeah. But there were no puddles the other day and she got really thirsty and dragged me back home. So I might have to start carrying water. And when summer proper actually gets here, we won't be able to walk during the day anymore because it's just too hot. She'll burn her feet. We don't do that. If I happen to get up early enough, we'll go for a walk. Otherwise, it's just night walks. Okay. I have one other whip that I've been working on. My Smelly Cat bag from Fate's Thread. Crazy Sock Lady pin. Yeah, the zipper pull. It's the frame from the back of the door. Love it. Okay. This one. I'm losing a needle. Cool. I am working with my Southern Skeins Bumble Bloom colorway that I just got last month. I'm calling these my purple socks because Bumble Bloom is difficult for me to say. Very cute. This is the DK weight ball sock that I made. I followed the instructions for the 100-gram cake and it fit a 100-gram cake even though it was DK yarn that made this one. Worked just fine. Here is my contrasting mini. So cute. And here's the sock I'm working on. I have a purple popsicle from Bronze Shepherd Studios on here. And I'm working on a new pattern. I realize it is very hard to see because this is a highly variegated yarn, and while it makes for very pretty yarn, it means that you can't see a pattern on it. I really like the pattern. I'm quite happy with it. I've ripped out about 4 socks now trying to come up with a new pattern that I like. And I like this one. Look at that, I already finished an entire sock. So you can kind of see that there's extra texture on this half and not on the foot. And then it goes all the way around up here. I like it. It's fun, it's easy, it's a little potato chippy. Because you're just like, ooh, I'm ready to get over to the next set. And then it's I think it's a 6-round pattern repeat, but it's kind of broken up into sections and it's very easy to remember. So like I said, it kind of becomes potato chip and you just want one more row, and it feels nice. I like the feeling of it. So this pattern will be ready soon for testing. I'm thinking end of April, beginning of May. I'll do a call for test knitters here on the podcast, so be watching for that. Yeah, I'm so happy with it. It's been working up very fast, as you can tell, because with all the work I've been doing, I busted out an entire sock. That was a lot. I like it. I am looking forward to editing this video because I'm going to sit down with this and keep knitting while I edit. Okay, The pattern does not have a name yet, and I honestly cannot think of one. I keep trying and I'm not coming up with anything, so I might let my test knitters name it. We'll see. I have a few weeks still. I do want to try knitting it up on something less variegated, maybe even a self-striping, and see how it turns out. So, yeah. Okay. Ooh, we are trucking along today. Back in January, when all the podcasters announced their goals for the year and everybody's like, I want to use Stash. And I was like, nope, I'm still going to go shopping. I am perfectly happy with how my Stash is going. I still stand by that. I love it. All is well. But one of the things that they were all doing that kind of intrigued me was that they were counting how much yarn they were using. Some of them count how many skeins out they've had, so how much yarn they've used by skein, but then part of that goes into your scrap bin. So it's not really out. Some were counting grams, and that got me thinking, and I've been counting grams this year. Not because I want to use Stash, but because I'm curious as to how much I knit. I keep a list every year. I've been keeping it for a few years now of every item that I make, because I do so much gift knitting and making things for work. It all leaves the house and I don't see it anymore. So I've been making a list for a couple of years, and it helps to see that I am making things, but I was curious as to how many grams that ends up being, because that just, I don't know. It seems like a lot. I feel like it is a lot, looking at the numbers. So remember, these numbers I'm about to tell you, because I'm pretty sure I forgot to tell y'all February. So I have February's total, March's total, and the year so far. These numbers include personal knits, gift knits, and things for work. So all those stuffies that I've been crocheting for work, the cats, the dogs, the bunnies, it all gets counted. This is my job. I make things. So my numbers are going to be kind of high. February, I used 731 grams of yarn for work. Or, yeah, just yarn in general. Work, all of it. 731. For March, I used 1,489. That's a lot of grams. Okay, so total January, February, and March, I have used 2,596.4 grams. Yeah. That was a lot. I don't know. So this has been really interesting to see. And again, I'm not trying to stash down or any of that kind of things. I just wanted to know how much yarn I use. I know I buy a lot of yarn and I feel like I use a lot of yarn, but I wanted to actually see the numbers, and wow. Yeah. I also wanted to thank y'all. My ear popped. And I can hear. We'll talk about that. I wanted to thank y'all. Last week, after I shared my journey sock and debating about it, I had a few people message me and talk to me about this style of sock, not necessarily this pattern, but this style of sock. And I am gonna wait on making the second one. This might be the only the only one I ever make. I might just make something completely different. I might make a super shorty sock, meaning that it has like 5 rows of ribbing, 2 2 rows and then a heel, something like that, instead of this, because people just don't have good luck keeping these on, and I get it. I don't think this is going to work for me. So thank y'all very much for all the feedback on that. It helped a lot. It definitely saved me time, because I'm not going to make a second one if it's not going to work. And I really don't think it's going to work. I put it on, I walked around the house, and my shoe ate it. I don't think that's going to work. Okay, that brings us to chatter. So we got our oven fixed. The element is in. I got the oven cleaned up some. It needs more cleaning, but at least I started cleaning it. The new element seems to be working well. So yay, oven. I can cook again. I had the little toaster oven that we purchased, and it's working out really well, and ends up I really like it for things like naan. I keep naan frozen in our freezer, and you just pop it in the oven for like 6 minutes. Well, it's stupid to heat up an entire oven to use it for 6 minutes. So the toaster oven works great for that, and it does pizzas really well. Frozen pizza, yes. So I'm really enjoying the toaster oven, but I'm glad to have my regular oven back. And let's see. I have freshly colored hair. It's all dark again. I did color it a little earlier than what I normally would have. I usually let it grow out pretty good before I color it, but I have something coming up at the end of the month, which y'all may have picked up on from the last 2 videos, and I wanted my hair to look nice for the event, and it's extremely dark right now. It needs about 2 weeks to kind of lighten up and start looking better, so I went ahead and dyed it now so that it will be ready at the end of April when we go to Kentucky. My husband was invited to a work retreat, and families included. So we are going to go to Kentucky for a weekend, and it should be interesting. This is why I need to be able to possibly wear my dress shoes, the Converse. There's a day where I'm supposed to be casual nice. We're going to a tailgate. I'm not exactly sure what casual nice is, but yeah. My husband was like, oh, you could wear that cute little dress that you have with your Converse, and that would be great for that. I was like, okay. So there's that, but then we have a dinner one night, and it's themed. This is the first time. We've never been to one of these work retreats. He talked to some of his coworkers who said that it's fun, it's great, there's always good food, but this is the first year that they're doing a theme, and no one really knows what to expect. So we have a dinner one night where everybody is supposed to dress Kentucky Derby. Oh, I don't own anything Kentucky Derby. So I have to go buy a dress. I need a hat. I have so far purchased 2 dresses. I don't really care for either of them, but at least one of them should work. I haven't even started on a hat yet. I'm gonna actually have to buy pieces and make my own hat, because we don't have that kind of stuff here. Should be interesting. There will be photos. Yeah, eventually there will be photo evidence of all this. So I will be recording next week, but the following week I'm going to take off, and I might take the week after that too. We'll have to see how I'm feeling, because it's going to be a very busy 4 days. More than. Because packing and unpacking and all the other stuff that happens around traveling, it's just going to get busy. So I might actually take 2 weeks off. I don't know if I'm going to vlog or not. Excuse me, I didn't bring any water over here. I don't know if I'm going to vlog yet or not while on vacation. I do know I'm going to turn my brain off. I am putting the shop on vacation mode. I am not taking any work with me. I'm going to take about 3 socks worth of yarn and a couple dishcloths worth of yarn with me as well. And I'm just going to knit and have a good old time because I get to knit on the flight there, the flight back. We have a big long layover on the way back, so I'll get to knit through a chunk of that. And he has seminars that he has to go to one of the days, so I'm left to do whatever I want. There is a yarn store there-ish I would have to Uber to, so I might go to a yarn store, in which case I could, you know, not only shop, but I can sit there probably and knit. Most yarn stores welcome you to sit and knit for a while. I'm just going to take some good quality me time and enjoy knitting in a new place. Really looking forward to that. So, y'all heard me say my ear popped. I feel like I'm living in a bubble right now. My ears apparently just stopped draining and all the wax got built up in there and it's become very difficult to hear. So I made an appointment 3 weeks ago to go see a doctor. I don't have a doctor here because we've been here a little over 3 years and I haven't needed one. Yeah. Ends up when you need one and you don't have one, you then have to wait a very long time to have a new patient appointment. So my appointment is still 2 weeks away. I made it 3 weeks ago and it's still 2 weeks away. I woke up yesterday and I could hear nothing out of my left ear. I ended up going to urgent care. I did call the doctor's office. They didn't have anything available. She's like, yeah, it sounds like you need to go to urgent care. So I went to urgent care. They tried to clean my ears out for me. They didn't get all of it out. So now I'm having to put eardrops in, and you lay on one side for 5 minutes, the other side for 5 minutes. And it's just kind of annoying. I live in my own little bubble world now. The ringing has gotten louder. I know your ears aren't supposed to ring. Mine have been ringing for years. But now it's louder. And it did get a little quieter after they cleaned them out, but since I started using the eardrops, it's gotten louder again. I go back on Monday and they will try to clean them again. And fun fact, I guess a lot of these places will put hydrogen peroxide in your ear and they'll let it bubble for a bit and then they use the water pick to try and clean out your ear. This doctor had some new method of doing things. Y'all, they put liquid stool softener in my ear. Oh my god, and can I tell you, it's fluorescent pink. They put a fluorescent pink stool softener in my ear. I laughed so hard. I couldn't help it. I was giggling, laughing the entire time, laying there on my side, letting it soak. Hilarious. So, this is not something I've ever dealt with. I've never had a problem with the wax not draining itself out of my ears. But fun new adventure, right? So it has been lovely talking to y'all. I will be back next week and we'll do this all again. Bye!